Hello there. So this lesson here covers the last exercise that concludes this lesson 2.1, parts of a Java program. Now, this one will be a program that we're going to write from scratch, meaning there's no start source code. This one you just have to write it yourself, compile it, and then get it to run. So let's begin. And I mean everything. So open up your notepad and let's just assume that we are going to be saving it to our desktop. And you could do the same, or you can save it wherever you'd like, wherever you can access it so you can compile it. Now, another thing that I'd like to say is that you're probably at this point wondering, why am I utilizing a notepad to write my program? Can I just jump to Eclipse and compile there and practice on that? Well, I'd have to say that, to answer your question, logically, of course you can. However, this is important because you're learning all the components of Java. So very similar to you being able to write and knowing proper grammar, knowing correct spelling. That's very important. So as a child, you probably didn't just learn going directly into typing paragraphs and essays. So in a similar manner, you need to learn your ABCs, you need to learn to write with your hand, and thereafter you can pick up more powerful tools. So for example, if you went straight into utilizing a program that is speech to text, you never really would know how to write. You wouldn't know spelling, you wouldn't know the core components of writing. So that's why we're taking this fundamental approach, so that you know how to write code, and then later on when you're utilizing a tool such as Eclipse, life is 10 times easier for you, and you actually know what you're doing and how everything fits together. So let's begin writing our program. The objectives of this program are that you display your name as a comment at the top of the source code with today's date. So you're documenting your application. And okay, so you wanted to display your name and also document your code. So let's begin writing out the comment. So today is October 26th. Name display application by. Okay, that's the comment. Now let's begin writing the actual application. So this is a public class name display. Coincidentally, I'll name my class name display so that it doesn't throw you off. Let me just make a little bit of space for some formatting, and putting in a little bit of formatting to make it nice and clean and easy to read. Oh, I was almost forgetting. Closing bracket, formatting there, and public static void main, your main argument, your main method, string args. Now you can put your curly bracket there or down here. It makes no difference where you put your opening curly bracket, but for this exercise I'll leave it here. There we go. So system, that's your class, and you're turning into an object. Now within that object you want out, and you want the print ln method with the argument. So we want to do double quotation marks so that it means that it's a string literal, and you're putting in string literal in there. So actually, let's just explore. Write my name without double quotation marks. So let's just see what happens here. Let's save it, and we are going to save it in the desktop. Name display dot java. Alright, so we've saved it. Let's try to compile and let's see what happens. So just to show you that I am in my root directory, but I want to navigate to documents. I'm sorry, to desktop. Change directory, desktop. Now we're there. Let's list the contents, and I have name display.java. So fantastic, we got that there. Okay. Java compile, name display.java. Now this should throw an error as an example. It's compiling, fantastic. Okay, well, okay, this is not the error I wanted it to throw, but that's fine. It threw an error because I did not put a semicolon, so I'm saving it. I'm clicking Control Save, Control S. Let's compile once more. Enter. Okay, so this is the error I wanted it to throw. Symbol variable Diego. So it's interpreting it as a variable. Now I don't want it to interpret it as a variable. I mean, if I created a variable and I were putting this name here, Diego, if it were a variable, then that would be totally fine. But in this instance, I'm not utilizing it as a variable. I want it to be a string literal. So to make it a string literal, I have to put double quotation marks in it. So let's do that. And I'm going to save it, and now it will compile. Well, up arrow, and it will compile this time successfully. But okay, so it produced the output that I wanted, because here's the class, so the class file, which is nice and dandy, but this is a little bit too simplistic as an example, so let's add more to it. So let's just say I wanted to print, or better said, let's look at the differences between system out println method and the print method. So what is the difference between print and println? My name is Diego, and then print I am a developer. Okay, so let's save this, and I'm going to delete what I compiled. Now let's recompile name display. Okay, compiled successfully, and here is my .class file. Now let's get it to run. Name display, and again I'm not including the .class extension, because this command here exclusively executes.class files. So let's execute. And what you're probably expecting here is to get each one printed on a separate line. My name is colon, next line Diego, I am a developer. However, that's not what happened here. Everything got squished together. My name is colon, and then the next string, literal, it's right against the colon, and then I am a developer. The I got placed right next to that other string, literal. So as you can see, the print method as opposed to the println method behaves differently. And now the println method, once it prints this piece of string, it will advance the cursor to the next line. So let's delete this, the class one, and now I'm going to save it once more, and we're going to recompile. So it's compiling. The output file will be right here. Okay, fantastic, it's there. So let's execute that once more. Okay, so it's looking better. My name is colon, and again, there's no spacing there. It's just bam, right next to it. However, as I said, the println method prints it, and then after it's done printing your string, literal, or whatever piece of data it's going to print, it advances the cursor. And so we see the differences in functionality there. However, I would like to also introduce you to a escape sequence, which you can type directly into the code. So we'll keep it as is, for the exception of all these will be print methods. And I want every single one of these pieces of string to display as I have it formatted over here. So I want each one to have its own line. So let's use an escape sequence, which is a backslash and then n for new line. So that right there inserts a new line. It advances the cursor to the next line. Same thing with this. So there we go. We'll have everything separated. So I'm clicking Control Save to save it, and then I will recompile. However, I need to delete this. Deleting it, and then recompiling. And here's my output file. Okay, fantastic. There it is. Now let's run. My name is colon, as I wanted it to be on the second line. That's great. And then I am a developer. So this is exactly as I wanted it to be. So in this little example here, we built our own application that you can manipulate the string as it's displayed. On your first line, you could have it all together. If you use a print method, the println method, after it's done printing, will advance the cursor to the next line. But in this last instance, I did not use a println method. I just did print, and we got it to display as we wanted to with the escape sequence \n. So this is what it is. Control Save, and I think for this I'll upload finished source code. I'll let you play with this, and what I'll put up on there will be my name, just so where you could put my name. Insert, well, better said, your name should display here. Okay, so there's your argument. End it with a semicolon. Actually, I kind of found that peculiar. Did I write semicolons at the end of each statement? Well, okay. Let's just assume I did. And then here's my ending semicolon. I'm pretty sure I did. Hence, that's why it compiled. So there's my ending semicolon. save it, close it, and get it to recompile once more, just as a test. Recompiling, doesn't seem to appear to have any errors. Okay, great, there's the output file. So this worked, and I will upload this one. It's very basic, but please play around with it with the escape sequences, and I'll put the escape sequences up here. Play with the following using println method and escape sequence. Alright, so that's it for this lesson. See you later.